Alright folks, the rank mode will be going the way of the dodo in favor of Onslaught. I mean, as predicted from last year, when all the efforts, all the attention and time put into Onslaught, rank is obviously going to be bumped out and become obsolete, right? You get some stuff from Onslaught like dog tags, a camo, a name tag to inflate your ego. That's it. There's no tier 10 or tier 9 vehicle for you to get. That's Onslaught. So, alright, the most important thing to take away from this article is the rank mode battle shop. So the stuff you could get with bonds, like with the Concept 1B, the 𝗙𝗢𝗠𝗢, or some of the skins, but not the 114 SP2, that's most recent of the rewards. So they'll incorporate a new discount system and make the tier 10 tank destroyer available, but you get to keep your legacy 2D style and the dog tag or the decal for your specific vehicle, but the most recent 2D style is going away in patch 1.22. Yeah, that doesn't matter much, whatever, don't care. Alright, let's take a look at which vehicle should you get in the rank mode shop and which ones are pretty crap. You already know which ones are pretty crap, right? Let's take a look. So the rank mode shop will be going away in patch 1.22 unless you play the full season of the third season. You cannot get the actual Concept 1B skin. You could get the 𝗙𝗢𝗠𝗢 skin or the Charlemagne. I can't take this vehicle seriously. Skoda T45. Oh god. You could get also the 3D styles for the tier 10s. There's 2 of them or 3 of them. No, only 2. Alright, so obviously, for the obvious reason of the obvious video, get the Concept 1B. Get the 𝗙𝗢𝗠𝗢 if you have the bonds and you missed out on the first and second season of ranked. But let's take a look at this thing, this piece of crap. Full cost is 15,000 bonds. You could get discounts all the way lowering down to like 6,000 bonds, but still, it's a tier 8 British premium heavy tank, so at least it has that going for it. But it is a very low velocity 120mm. DPM sucks, aim time sucks, accuracy sucks, penetration is average, alpha is above average, but DPM already shave off a lot without a rammer. And the shell velocity on this shell is utter garbage. So should you get a Charlemagne for 15,000 bonds or about 10,000 bonds with discount? No, you should not. Definitely not. 100% crew, about 1600 DPM, 0.42 accuracy, 3.36 aim time, seconds of aim time. Ugh. What's really killing this gun for me is the actual shell velocity of the stuff. So go to tanks.gg, go all the way down to Charlemagne. Shell velocity with base AP shell is 600 meters per second. Yeah, you think that's bad? Compared to the shell velocity of a, say, D25T, right? Common 122, Russian gun. It's slower by almost 200 meters per second than a Russian derp D25T 122. It's a very slow shell. You're not sniping with this gun. I mean, unless you're good, like real good, but you're not sniping with this gun. It is utter garbage. Accuracy sucks, aim time sucks. Penetration is alright, but still, shell velocity is a big deterrent. You're not sniping. At least the dispersion factors are decent, more like a medium tank, but this thing is also slow. It's not fast. Top speed is alright, or top speed is not as good compared to the horsepower per ton ratio. Horsepower per ton ratio is alright. Top speed is only 35, so not the fastest going anywhere, and weighs about 45 tons. So mobility wise, it's okay, but let's take a look at the armor. Upper plate is about 170-ish, 200mm effective, 130 actually. Lower plate, nah, 250. Lower plate is thicker than the upper plate. Shoot the upper plate. It's like the IS-3 scenario, but turret cheeks are only 200. There's a commander cupola. And side scraping is only 70mm with space armor and tracks, but you're not supposed to side scrape with this thing. Don't side scrape unless you're very acute angles of side scraping, but you're exposing the Onslaught pike nose in the front or slantness in the front. Camo is more heavy tank. View range average 380. Could be like 400, but 380. Do you really want this vehicle for freaking 10,000 bonds or 15,000 bonds? No, no way. Look at 15,000 bonds is the same price as a tier 10 in the bond shop. All these vehicles are 15,000 bonds. You could get a tier 10 for a tier 8 premium that doesn't do that well. Why? Alright, moving on to the Skoda T45. It's a little bit better in terms of performance compared to the Charlemagne, in my opinion, but it's still 12,500 bonds without discount. Minimum price is 5,000 bonds. I mean, unless you get the full discount, you get this thing. It's like a Czech version of a Tiger 1 without the DPM practically. 88mm, yeah. DPM is average for a tier 7. It is a premium, so that's a plus. Accuracy, aim time, average for 88 too. Oh, yeah, pretty average. 7 degrees of gun depression, could work, but yeah, base pin. Alpha is kind of low for 88. Only 220? It's like 240 for the Porsche Tiger and 280 for the updated Tiger 1. So Alpha is pretty low for 88mm, but okay, I mean, meh. Health is decent, but I think 100 less than the Tiger 1. Alright, let's take a look at the armor. It is a beak shape, side cheeks, 200mm. I mean, against same tier IS or T29s, or even the Tiger 1, that's fine. You have a commander cupola. The upper plate is about 170-ish, 160-ish. Lower plate, obvious weak spot, but gun depression? Not that much gun depression like that. Not that great. Side armor is 80. It is slope on the upper sides, but it is a long vehicle and you're exposing a lot before exposing your turret to shoot when side scraping, so it seems average. Mobility wise, only 14 horsepower per ton ratio, only 30 kilometers per hour top speed. Yeah, camo, heavy tank. View range, alright, it's average too. Oh, is this worth freaking 12,500 bonds? That's insane. It costs more than a tier 8 premium in the bond shop. No, definitely not. Definitely not. What a piece of crap that thing is. Why do you waste that much bonds? Why does it cost so much? Also, the skins, the 3D styles, also cost a lot. No reason whatsoever. Terrain resistance, heavy tank, not that much to talk about. It has the ammo capacity. Compare this to the Tiger 1 and you'll see. Yep, less DPM, less alpha, less pen, less accuracy, same aim time, better dispersion while moving though. Slower shot velocity by 5 meters, not that much. It costs cheaper to run, but less alpha, less top speed, better horsepower per ton ratio, less health, same gun depression, less view range. The Tiger 1 is still better. It has so much more DPM. Almost 500 DPM, Jesus. Christ. Yeah, it's a premium still, but compare this to like the VK. Where the hell is the VK? There it is. Yeah, Practically a worse VK. Practically. Oh, no. No. Even the VK has the same DPM. Jesus. No, this is not worth that much bonds. I mean, if you can get this thing for like 3,000 bonds with a discount and normal price of 5,000 bonds or 6,000 bonds, fine. That's something to think about. But compared to the actual stats or the actual money cost in the bond shop, no, it's not worthwhile. A tier 8 costs about 8,000 bonds. Tier 7 usually about 6,000, right? So presumably you get the vehicle for 6,000 bonds. If you get the discount, you drop it to like 3,000 bonds. Makes more sense. Doesn't cost like freaking 11,000 bonds or so, or 12,000.5 bonds. Yeah, that's way too much. It's the same price as a tier 10. What a hard piece of hard garbage. Garbage. So dumb. So obviously you want to get the Concept 1B if you're able to, or the 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗄 50T. The skins are optional if you want. I mean, get the discount. This thing looks like a rock golem. Already cover it. This thing looks like a cigarette bud. But the Viper style is also decent. 6,000 bonds for it. Holy crap, that's still a lot. 10,000 bonds normally. That's a vehicle. That's a tier 8 premium for a skin. Jesus. Same goes for the skin on the Projecto, but if you can get it, get the Concept 1B. I don't know how much it costs, but if it's under like 10,000 bonds, highly recommend you getting this thing. Very good. Actually one of the best tier 10 heavy tanks. This is also very good for the 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗄𝗄 50T. Very good. Medium tank, does the sniping, does the combat, does the brawling, does everything well. Highly recommend you getting this thing. This thing is like a freaking 9.5 out of 10. Just because it's a chieftain at tier 9. That's how good it is. Mobile, DPM, accuracy, aim time, smoothness, you name it. Has 20 horsepower per ton ratio without turbocharger. That's how good it is. It's like a Chrysler K, but actually has gun depression. Right, scary, right? 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗄𝗄 50T is also pretty decent. I play a little bit too aggressive with this thing, but you can snipe. It has a DPM, gun depression, has the armor, has the mobility. What's not to like about this thing? It's super good too. And if you can, 114 SP2 is a niche. It is a heavy tank without the armor, so it's a big ass box, but it is actually a better sniper than the Grill 15. Definitely a better sniper. So the gun is decent in my opinion, but sometimes you get trolled for some reason. It is mostly Russian-esque of an accuracy base, but I still like this thing. Highly like this thing over the Grill 15. So there you go, folks. A short video on freaking ranked, but going the way of the dodo, yeah, you get decals and talk tags and name tags. Oh, nickname stripe. Ooh wee. Fuck me. It's so dumb of a freaking reward compared to ranked. So the shop is going away, but speaking of the Concept 1B, here is a picture showing the updated mechanics to the second tracks. So obviously for the AE Phase 1, for the Object 279 early, T95 and the Malware Breaker, it will behave the same as the Yo tanks. The Yo tanks have two track system where if you blow off one of the tracks, you can still move, but at a slower pace, so you can get away from fire. All the Yo tanks have the double track system. You can see it right here. There's the second track, there's the first primary track. But if you noticed, that is not AE Phase 1 like what they said. That is a Concept 1B with AE Phase 1's tracks. It is the same hull too, with the driver bulge in the front. They added a spotlight for the commander right here, but that is not AE Phase 1. What the hell is this thing? Where the hell is my AE Phase 1? That is the AE Phase 1. That is a long turret. The quad tracks on the bottom, but that's a Concept 1B's turret with a searchlight. it's a little bit different. Yeah, the searchlight is right here instead of the side of the turret. And obviously the track is different. Alright, but interesting enough, they mentioned a few of these vehicles that also gets a mechanics update. This should be coming out in 2024 after the Japanese heavy tanks, but there are a few vehicles missing from this list, and not all these vehicles need a buff, especially the Object 279 early. Definitely not that vehicle, but it has quad tracks. I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense. What I mean is some vehicles that you despise actually has quad tracks. Namely, this is the vehicle I'm thinking about. Yep, you guessed it. This thing has quad tracks too. I mean, it's the same scenario as with the Malware Breaker or the VK168. It's 2 tracks paired together. But yeah, that's 2 medium tank tracks lined together compared to a, let's say, WZ111. That's a single track. Look how thick the heavy tank or normal heavy tank track is. Same goes with the BZ68. But compare this to the 176, it's 2 medium tank tracks strewn together. Let's see, medium tanks or even the light tank like with the WZ132s. Yeah, it's practically that. Mashed together. So, would you like a double track system for the BZ176? How the hell would that work? How would the rocket boosters work with blown off tracks? Interesting to talk about or think about, but yeah, Malware Breaker is the thing. Well, there you go, folks. Rank mode is going away. So make sure you get yourself a Concept 1B. Highly recommend get this before the 𝗙𝗢𝗠𝗢 50T. But get these two if you can. These two are absolutely chef kiss. Beautiful. As for the garbage, that is the Charlemagne. Oh my god. Yeah, so for Charlemagne, don't even think about it. Now, I wouldn't recommend you think about it. If you have the bonds to spare, then go right ahead. But I'm always waiting for Assembly Shop to pop out and surprise buttfuck me in the resource department. So just, yeah, be aware of that. And Skoda T45 is like a VK4503. Meh. So hopefully they'll incorporate some of the new tier 10s into the upcoming Onslaught now. We have the MTBB. We already covered this vehicle as well as the new German light tank. And the large Leopard 1. This thing has been collecting dust for like 8 years now. So the hybrid Renegade at tier 10, we have 3 Renegades, funny enough. So we'll see how good the Onslaught is. But if it's still dog tags, then no, definitely. No way. Hell, even for this vehicle, it's kind of shady if you're getting this vehicle. I don't want a tier 10 light tank. I want a tier 10 heavy tank for Onslaught. Like this thing, right? Well, there you go, folks. Onslaught mode, replacing ranked. So make sure you get your Concept 1B. I don't know if they're promising for the vehicles to come back, but who the hell knows, right? Who the hell knows? So, new discount system and make the... so, I mean, if you want to play with the Concept 1B, which I highly recommend, you should get it now. So there you go, folks. Make sure you take advantage or be aware of the change to ranked and the rank mode store. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.